Welcome to Beer Can Cold. I'm Bigfoot. Apparently, I'm the host now.
Bigfoot, where the heck are Will and JG?
I've been asking that since June. And today, please welcome Brian and Carrie from Anderson Heating and Cooling. At least somebody showed up. Well, look who finally decided to show up. You're on your own.
The old boy's a little salty again.
A little angry.
He's an angry elf. Is that him and you in the picture in the back there?
I think so. There's President
Yeah, he's a little salty. I got several text messages from him over the month. He wasn't happy. I'm just happy we're back. Because, like I said, it's been about a month, and so we're sorry. We will apologize, but we're contractors, and we're advertising people for contractors, and it's the middle of summer, and it's the most freaking 95 degrees days I've ever been involved in, and it's been a mess. So sorry for not being there, but we are excited today to have Brian and Carrie with us. So Will, I'll let you do the introductions.
Yeah, we've got Carrie and Brian Ivester here. They are the owners of Anderson Heating and Cooling, and a great couple, woman and veteran-owned company. So we thought we would talk about that tonight. And they run a great organization here based in the Charlotte area. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
yep. So we'll take it from there. My questions just disappeared too.
Brian and Carrie, tell us a little bit about Anderson. Tell us about you guys. How did this all start?
Oh, well, I was in the banking industry, and I don't think anybody chooses this.
No, it chooses you.
It chooses you, and 9/11 happens, and shortly after that, I lost my job and had a friend that was in HVAC, and they had an opening, and that was, gosh, in 2003, I think, and it just sucked me in, and I've never left.
Boy, doesn't that story sound familiar.
Yeah, the industry chooses you.
I was so happy farming. I was riding my big tractor for 18 hours a day, and something just said, no, you should go suffer elsewhere.
Yeah.
So it's been good. No, and actually, I think you can kind of hear in all our voices, we're a little weary. It's been a summer of record. I would say it's been a weird summer for us. I don't know for you guys, but it's been busy. And then all of a sudden, it just stopped. And I don't know if you guys saw it too, but it dried up quick.
Yeah. No, we're in that season too. We're definitely in that season.
We're seeing, I don't know, Will, but like you dealt with a lot of companies in the beginning of January, and it's like the planning that went forth in January for us, for example, we saw summer playing out differently. We saw the year playing out differently, and very quickly in May, we started. So April was hot. May wasn't great. June was amazing. July was was okay. And it's like all of a sudden everybody's back to the drawing board to see how we're going to close the year out. Is that kind of what you guys are hearing?
Yeah. So we were in the same motion. 2025 was a record year for us. So obviously we were expecting that momentum to continue into 2026, but we're right there with the DG. Yep. It's not the same year.
Yeah, it was the same for us. Huge numbers in 2025. And we saw the momentum, started a plumbing department. That was a great idea.
Yeah, we're right there with you.
And actually, that's working out now because I completely screwed it up at first. So somebody else took over. So it's better. But, that kind of probably is going to end up saving us in the long run, I think, is the plumbing piece.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah.
Good. We started water heaters.
Okay.
In 2026, and it's not saving us, so we might be doing something wrong, but it's bringing in a little something. It is helping,
Yeah. No, I agree. No, I agree with that.
Yeah,
so where are you guys from? Are you from the Charlotte area? Sorry, well, I keep interrupting you.
So
We are from, well, I'm from Winston. He's from Clemens.
Technically, same place.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah. Just
Charlotte,
up
Huntersville.
each other.
We've known each other since we were 5 years old.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of just
Childhood.
always knew, huh?
No.
No,
No.
she was the tomboy at 5. She was like one of the boys. So none of the guys wanted to talk to her in that way at 5. They just wanted to play baseball with her. That was it.
That's right.
Yeah. Nice.
So,
That's awesome.
So fast forward all these years later, now y'all are husband-wife team in heating and air conditioning.
that's right.
Yep.
Who would have thought?
Now, we visited you guys' location. I think it's been a little over a year ago now, and I'm just really impressed with, and I'll tell you what I tell our owners every time I talk about you guys is your culture. And I was really hoping, yes, point number 4. There it is. Me and Will we've done this a long time now. I really want you guys to dig in on your culture and the cool things you do. You know, the beginning of summer party, I stole that one. I'm sorry. We did it this year, you know, and that stuff. So could you guys please just elaborate on your culture? Because I think it's really special.
Yeah, so that's the piece that I hold near and dear to my heart. We do a lot of things with our team. So we start off the year with a big breakfast party in January. We go over the sales and achievements. Previous year's achievements. We set goals for the upcoming year. We recognize our top people with trophies.
This year we even had a like a WWE like big wrestling belt.
Yeah,
That was one of them this year.
yeah. So we do that, and then about May time or about March time frame, we do a summer kickoff.
Okay.
And that entails, you know, we take a Friday. We pay all of our employees to go to an event with us, and it can be anywhere from an escape room to Top golf. We've done the go-karts, whitewater rafting, you name it, we've done it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do a family night at the Charlotte Knights. They can bring their whole family, that's spouses, kids, it's everybody.
Yeah.
And that's a good time. And then we're getting ready to do our winter kickoff. And that's going to be on October 30th. And we're doing like a game show. We're going to battle each other. It's a game show battle. So we've never done that before. So I'm really curious to see how that's going to go.
Family Feud?
Family Feud. I think it's all of it. Jeopardy. Yeah. So it should be fun. And then we have a huge Christmas party.
Yes, we do a good Christmas party too.
Yep. And then throughout the year, I've coined it Carrie's Stupid Fun. We had our guys out not too long ago, and we built rockets just to get their mind off of HVAC. It's so stressful.
Yeah. And you know, I've been racking my brain. How many employees do you guys have?
We are up to 45.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's trying to be innovative because we're at about 92 now. And it's a lot, right? And so what I've learned though is different things for different people. And so our installers, we have a large installation team, mostly Hispanic. And so they weren't always joining in. So I found the love language was breakfast. So I get out there at 4 a.m. because they're at 6 ready to roll, right? So the breakfast has to be ready. So I roll in at about 4 and start cooking, and that went over very well. And then I found out I did it wrong because I did it on a Friday and completely forgot the new construction crews. We only have 2, but they don't come in on Fridays. And so, you know, or that time of the year they wouldn't. And so now it's Thursday. So I roll up in there. And then for the techs and the office people, they more like, lunchtime. So we just cook all day. We start 4 a.m. and we end at about 3 o'clock. So it's just all day throwdown. And that seemed to have been working. What's that?
When are you going to have us?
Anytime, you guys, you're always welcome. So, you know, that's the one thing I will say about the brothers, that we open our doors even to guys in our own hometown. We don't see anybody as competition in our area. We love to raise the industry. So we'll talk to anybody Who we see as competition is the one guy in a truck that is like beating everybody up on price and doesn't know what to charge. That's a little bit more of a challenge for us, but we'll even sit down with him. So you guys are always welcome. There's always an open door.
Yes, and we love y'all's facility, so we've been there and had the tour, and it's you guys got an operation up there.
Well, we're busting at the seams, and so we opened a second location, but there's no people there yet. So I'm using it as a training facility, because one thing I was going to find out from you guys today a little bit is where do you get your technicians from? Because we have now built the snowball, and it's starting to work, where we bring these young men, young women in from high school or community college, and we get them, and we have an amazing PM training guy. Travis, shout out. I know he listens. He does a really good job. And so this crop this year was the first group that he fully had his hands on. And so then we roll them the next year into level 1 techs and so forth. And we hope that the team we have right now is the team that's going to stay with us, because this is a good group of people. But where do you try to hire people with experience? We got lucky, we found one this year, but we're very selective if somebody has experience.
Yeah, so we both avenues, people with experience, and Brian's training somebody, and he can speak on Caleb right now. We do both. A lot of ours is word of mouth.
Yeah.
And people just bringing people in that they've known for years, and those are your experienced guys. But you want to talk about where we got Caleb?
So Caleb, we got him from what's the name of the school? He's going to UTI school, which is after high school training. They do tech training, and he's in the HVAC, and he's got some good book knowledge, but very little, close to none experience. So with our training lab that we have in the back, I currently have 2 out of 4 systems that are just completely down. I don't even know what's wrong with them.
Right.
So I haven't been through it, but I've got him going through it, and I'm looking over his shoulder. All right, well, let's first go through the wiring, and he'll go through all the wiring. He's already redone the thermostat wire, both or the indoor outdoor units. He's already redone all that. And then the next steps are, well, let's see if it goes through the sequence of operation for gas. And if it does that, then we'll move on to, does it do the sequence of operation for AC? And then next step, and just so he's got his hands on it. Yeah. And I'm not breaking, me personally, I'm not breaking out any tools. I'm letting him do it all. And I'll ask him, hey, well, this isn't working the way it should. So what do you think our next step should be? And I'll let him work his way through it out loud, and then we'll just go from there.
Yeah, we learn by doing.
Yes.
Hands on.
And I just want to clarify, it's not that I won't hire somebody with experience. We just can't find them.
Yeah.
They're very hard to find. And there's a lot of people applying. I'm just saying, hey, do you have a good driver's license? That normally takes 50% of them out. Will you clear a background check? That takes another 30% out, and then you're stuck with 20, right? And so
that's how the ones that show up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get a rash of people. So we also, on Indeed and all those places. But it's funny to me how many people actually go through the effort of scheduling an interview with us, and then they don't show up.
Yes, lots.
Like that just blows my mind.
So no feedback on, I guess, they just don't respond.
Don't respond, and we call them back, and I just put in my application. I wasn't serious, or you get all kinds of excuses.
Yeah.
With what we found is that if you need to try to be an early morning interview for them so that you're the first one, because if you pass on, the guy down the street will hire him. And so if we find somebody, we found somebody here not too long ago that was just exceptional. And I also knew where he came from and who his coach was there. And so it was very big for us to pick him up pretty quickly. But what we are finding is technicians that are with private equity groups or larger companies are starting to look more for family owned again. But they get paid so much there that it's hard for us to sometimes make the case to bring them in. Right. But technicians is hard. So we just decided to take the stress off and start creating them. and it's been working. I think it's really, really good, and we'll see. Now, you're talking about interview stories. When I was trying to get the plumbing department off the ground, I literally had plumbers showing up that was drunk. Like, I was like, dude, yeah, come to the interview. And I'm like, are you okay? I'm fine. I don't know. You don't smell right and you don't act right. So that, I don't know. You know, I've never had that kind of goal to show up anywhere. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, did have one guy. I think he,
Smoked a little something before the
and
interview.
he brought the whole factory with him. Like,
Yeah.
we had to open the doors after he left, to clear out
The smell.
our office. Yeah.
I just can't even imagine. I remember going on interviews, 30 years ago plus, and just we put the coat and tie on, and you were nervous and just trying to do everything right, and for somebody to come in like that, that's just I can't even fathom that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, we see it often.
So that happened.
Yeah.
So how many calls do you guys average per technician per day in the summer, middle of summer?
6 to 7 on our service techs. And that's a lot. That's a lot. I've got different technicians. So like one of my really good, technicians, he's been with us for going on 5 years now. He's a 4 call, and that's his sweet spot, but he spends a lot of time with customers. And that's probably a 10-hour day for him with 4 customers. Yeah.
We're at the same, and we've preached on the show before, less is more, and then you should see the TikTok comments explode. That was our highest commented video. But we're trying to do 5 to 7, depending on the day, depending on how much we have coming in, and depending on how far out we are. But what we will do is at the point of everybody at 5, we'll ask for volunteers. And it's amazing because what has happened now is the average age, we have 14 technicians. The average age now is 22. So none of them are really married yet. And so they're all kind of hungry still. So asking for that volunteer, they put their hand up, believe it or not, quite frequently, and so they'll go. And then what we do for the on-call on the weekends is we'll have backups because we know the weekends get crazy.
Yep. So we do the same. So we've got our guys on a 10-week rotation right now for on-call.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
But their backup is every 5th week.
Okay.
Just for the summer. So they're working on-call.
So they're either primary or backup every 5 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, that works well. And are they on call all week, or how do you work that?
The backup is just Saturday through Sunday.
Okay.
But the primary is all week long. Yeah.
And then do you guys do 24/7, or do you shut it off at some point at night?
Midnight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do 9 o'clock. Nobody really calls after 9, we found out. So our dispatchers or our call center and the technician, whoever's on call at 9 o'clock, we normally shut down.
Yeah.
It's just better. There is a little bit of work-life balance in the summer.
Yeah.
Try.
That might be something we want to look at. Yeah.
But yeah, the burnout's real this year. I can feel it. Everybody is ready.
Yeah, well, I feel answering the phone, like I said, just speaking of that 9 o'clock, we track it kind of with the call volume and just nosedives after 9. You'll get a couple, and I'm a firm believer in, if you do have someone answering the phone, that's probably 75-80% of it. Most people aren't expecting you to come out that late. They want you to know they got a problem. We'll get back with you and get you on the schedule tomorrow. That type of thing. So.
Yeah.
Did you guys dip your toe into the AI answering stuff any at all?
So we looked at Podium, and we looked at the Larry AI thing. We did not yet. A little nerve-wracking for me. We've tried call centers here and there, and we got a lot of negative feedback from our customers because we have a lot of repeat customers that have been with us 20-some years, and they're very vocal when you make a change. They feel it. So we have not even had good luck with a call center route, like an outside call center. It's all in-house for us.
Yeah, we went through a lot in the last 10 months. It's been crazy, but we dipped our toe into the AI and very quickly found out that our customer base are older, middle
Yeah.
class. No, I'm sorry, not middle class, older generation.
Yeah.
Don't want to talk to a robot. Don't
Yeah.
want to text with the AI. And so I know it's really good. I have a couple of friends that run companies. They went this route. They have their customer base is younger. They're very successful with it.
Yeah.
For us, we got a lot of pushback. And
We're the
so
same.
we had to take it up. And then we were struggling with the AI too. I'm not going to mention who it was, but they, the AI would fight with the call center person to answer the customer. And so we would keep trying to turn it off and it would keep jumping in and contradicting the call center because we do text too. This is one thing we did find a lot of our customers like to text. And so we were fighting the AI to help the customer. It was like, it was really hard sometimes. So it was just glitchy. It didn't really work for us. And so we actually just staffed up and went back to live answering. And and actually even took we're working on getting the phone trees out and everything. We're working on getting back to, thank you for calling, live person.
Yep.
And it's hard. It's not easy.
Yeah, we have tried phone trees in the past, and I agree with you, JG. Just thank you for calling Anderson Heating and Cooling.
Yep.
How can I help you? Is the way to go.
Yeah. So we just decided to switch to a new phone provider. The previous one was really glitchy, and so that's the big thing now is the implementation process with this company is really good. And so it's setting it up because the call center do feel like in the middle of June, July, it would be very nice if somebody calls for accounting for them to just be routed.
Yeah.
So we're internally kind of working through that. Like if there's going to be a phone tree, it's going to be super short. But the one thing we did that has worked is Brian, one of our owners' daughter, she is 12. So we had her record the greeting, and all of a sudden, really angry people are not so angry anymore.
Oh, that's
That's a good idea.
It actually worked out really well.
There we go.
So
That's
so
six.
we're just trying. We're trying to find different ways to just stand out a little bit, And I think that's going to be the name of the game coming up for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think for our industry, when someone's calling after hours, they're in pain. Their AC is not working, and they're not happy. And getting an AI agent in the night, people are not happy. So I had a recent experiences with a pest control company, and I forgot to call. Lisa was out of town, and I waited to 4:15 on Friday afternoon, and their hours were to 5 o'clock. They were recommended to me. I called them, and immediately they said it was an AI agent, and they said, "Here, give me your name, the address," and they confirmed everything. They said, "We'll have an agent call you back." And again, it was a pest control thing. We got a little mice problem right now, and so they did not call me back until Monday morning. And I told them, but the technician came out. And it was a company you're familiar with, JG, they were using. And I asked this tech I said, this guy should come into the heating and air world. He was great communicator. I got trust that developed immediately when he got here. But he said, yeah, it's, I don't like the app. It's kind of glitchy and so on and so forth. But again, had I been a homeowner with a broken air conditioner at 4:15 on Friday afternoon, I would not have waited till Monday. But again, not that much urgency, but what I have seen be somewhat successful with the AI is let people know immediately that it's an AI answering agent, and you have an opportunity to get to a human. Then if it could be something like saying accounting thing, I didn't get an invoice, something that's not urgent. But again, if I have no air conditioning in my home and it's 95 degrees, I do not want to be talking to an AI agent and hoping someone's going to call me back.
Yeah.
So we did the whole and I think they call it something weird. Like Dave came up with a weird name for the AI agent, and it identified itself. And I think what the nail that drove in the lid down on the coffin for the AI was it was a little old lady, one of our customers, and as soon as this thing identified itself, she said, "Oh, explicit of no," and threw the phone down, and we're like, yeah, maybe it's time. Maybe we need to get back to just answering the phone.
Yeah.
So
I think there's a place for it maybe in the future. We're just, I don't think people are there yet.
It's getting better. I mean, it's, this one I heard, and I'm not going to say any names, but it starts with a P and ends with an M, but it sounded very realistic.
Yeah.
I liked it. And I know we have another customer that's, I think, using it, and they've got a whole new platform coming out. So we're interested to hear more about it. So, but again, I think it's everything's with, you got to make sure you set it up properly and give
Yeah.
the ability to talk to a real person.
Yeah. Now, I have one question, and this could be probably, I don't know, Will, you have a lot written down, but I'm having fun. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So,
points.
so I had a flat stroke at my desk when I started realizing the phone's not ringing and it's not quite the end of July, beginning of August. So all these things started turning because unfortunately, when you have a company our size, the payroll demands to be fed every 2 weeks. And so, and it's a large payroll. So what is the ideas to create phone calls going forward? Because marketing is not necessarily going to do it, right? So for us, for example, we have them comb through our CRM to see if there's absolutely any open estimate that can be called, because some of those fall through the cracks here and there. What are some of those things that you guys are very good at doing when it slows down like this?
Same. We're calling old estimates, even repairs, or recommendations that our technicians have made. We've got a pretty decent database of customers from the old days. We create competitions for our CSRs and give out gift cards and like goals. You do this many calls, or you get this many booked. And that, I think that's the driving force, getting your CSRs on board and making as many outbound calls. And, it drums up some stuff to keep us busy, but it's stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We, so the other thing, I'm going old school. What was that guy from Florida? Charlie Greer. Was it Charlie Greer? I'm going old school clover leafing. Every maintenance guy will be clover leafing every house around him. So we're just going to go old school. Put some road signs out. Just trying to do different things to get visibility. People don't need us in September and October, but we would love to maintain things. And so, luckily, our maintenance, we did a redo on our PMs, and so we sold a ton of them this year. And so. There's plenty of work to do there, but even that, we're trying to not be the company that the customer feels like we sell them every time, something we come out every time. So we're really focusing on these PM techs to do a good job to say, listen, we've looked at everything. Here's a couple of recommendations, but capacitor and a contactor could be whatever it might be. So I think we're going to be working harder in the slow time this year than we did in the summer, because we're going to try to generate. And for our kitchen guys too, man, the kitchen guys is actually really good at it, because they just go to restaurants and knock on the door. Because the chefs like to see them, they know them, and they'll just walk a kitchen with them. Say, hey, how was your health inspection? How did that work out? So it's actually a little easier for the kitchen guys, in my opinion, to do what we're trying to do.
Yeah. And even generating offers. So for like those old estimates, say September, October, if they still haven't pulled the trigger, send them a letter or an email or call them and just say, hey, we've got a special running.
Yeah. I remember Craig did that.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
He would run his database and go, all right, let's run X number of dollars in repairs of systems at this age and older, say 12 and older, or 10 and older. And then he would go to the point of they literally type up a letter and he would personally sign it and they'd send it out. And, you might pick up 4 or 5, 10 jobs, depending on how many people are at that point,
That's 4 or 5 you didn't have.
And I think that's, again, we always, JG and I we chatted for a while this morning, and I said, it's just so hard for us being in the industry so long to think like the average consumer that just doesn't know. And they're like, guys, this is the last, like you guys put the system in for my friends a couple of weeks ago. And like I said, they're planning this big wedding in Ireland next month. And the last thing they needed was to go replace a heat and air conditioning system. But there was no other way. So they were hoping, of course, you could repair it, but it was, I think, a 20-year-old system, and then a dead compressor. So they went and did it. But I think just average person they're not going to go proactive. But I think if you're getting these people now, it's the end of the summer, and they're going, well, wait, I can make it. I have 2 systems. We'll close all the blinds and curtains, put the ceiling fans on. I mean, I did that a few years ago. We had our downstairs system.
Bump it up a degree.
Yeah.
We'll just, whatever. And, we'll tough it out and then push it off until the spring, if they got a gas AC system, not a heat pump. But
Yeah.
I think that's just what the average person is trying to do. And I think sometimes you come in and go like, hey, here's a little something, and just even speak honest with the consumer out there and say, look, this is our slower time.
Yeah.
And we'll do this. We'd be willing to discount a little bit, but now's the time. And I tell you what, we're not going to be as swamped, and we're going to do a great
Yeah.
job for you. But now is the time we could use business and just be honest with them. I think honesty is always, that's still saying honesty is the best policy.
Yep. I
Yeah.
agree.
One
Yeah.
thing that I should credit one of the owners, this is his idea, we've not implemented it. I want to do this next year, is he's talking about creating a bank of jobs. So in the summertime when we're really busy and they go out and that customer needs ductwork, instead of doing it, then you put it in the bank. And
Yes.
you write the contract up in such a way that they know you're coming back. You set the date on the schedule. Smaller, like bath fans, like all those smaller jobs that can wait, you just create a bank of them and you start running those in September. So I really want to implement a plan and write an SOP up on how to do that next year. Because I think starting as soon as we get hot in March, just finding those jobs we can put off for a month or so and give ourselves some time. And then you're probably going to be able to generate about 30 days worth of work that way, depending on what you got. Because now, go to do that change out, you have a guy doing change out and ductwork. He's there for 2 days where he could have been today.
Done 4 change outs.
Yeah, he can do more change outs. So
Wow.
I think that's definitely something we're going to look into doing next year.
Yeah. We've done that a few times, so it's not in our, day-to-day protocol, but we have asked a few ductwork customers, hey, can we come back in September? Right now we're focused on the people with like emergency no cool situations. And the few people that we've tried that on,
They were open to it.
yeah.
And it's even like, hey, there's a little bit of a discount if you'd wait.
Yeah.
Like we could definitely figure that out. So I definitely think that's it. So I, the one other thing I was talking to my service manager about, I was like, man, as soon as we get to a point where we're slowing down a little bit, take the techs to 410s and overlap them, right? So some guys have Fridays off, some guys have Mondays off, and we'll just start managing that way. But with our younger team, we found out, we were like, hey, who wants to go home? 3 of them will put their hands up. And there's a huge group that own fishing boats. So they all go fishing. So, I think there's a thing for us that's going to save us a little bit. There's these bass boats. I don't know.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, we've got a few younger that they're just like you. They'll be the first to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. One of them live here. He's my middle son, and he's normally the first one to put his hands up. So I think I need to start charging some rent or something.
That's great.
Amen.
He works for us, and then my daughter, she's in our call center. So the two of them, and they normally get on call on the same weekend, which I think is this coming weekend again. So they're just miserable together, and me and mom go off and do our thing. It's awesome.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's great.
So,
That's great.
Will, is there any questions we've missed? I know we've kind of veered all over the place.
No, I think, one thing we just hit a little bit on, you guys, Brian's a veteran, Carrie, obviously woman owned. And, I think a lot of people identify with that. And I think that's a big thing. So I know that means a lot to you guys. And, once you guys hit a little bit about that, about what you've been doing, giving back to the veteran community. I didn't put that on here, but that makes sense. That's a really, really cool thing.
Yeah, so I'll let Brian talk most of this. We were dipping our toe into just doing like one a year, giving away a system to a veteran. And we were actually on vacation last year on a cruise, sitting in the Heroes Bar on a Carnival cruise, and said, why, which they give back to veterans, why can't we do more of that?
Yeah.
So we kind of talked about it over cocktails and just said, let's commit to 4, and we're hoping it grows. But talk about how we select and he goes out. And
So the way we select is we get a whole bunch of resumes, if you will. I mean, they're not resumes, but
Nominees.
short paragraph. Yeah, nominees. Thank you, Will. And what we'll do is me and Carrie stay out of it, but we'll go through it with our management team, and then we'll put a vote to it. And once again, me and Carrie don't vote, and the managers pick, and then we get it done for them. and we'll call them up, and they're excited, and it it's been great so far.
Yeah.
We've had some great nominees, and
Yeah.
we've done some work for some great veterans,
Yeah.
well deserving veterans.
Yeah.
It's hard during the selection process, and again, we stay out of it, but our supervisors and managers, they just say, how are we expected to choose here?
Yeah.
Um,
They're all
we
deserving.
yeah, they're all, I mean, it's really tough, and we've done 2 so far this year, and coming up, we're getting ready to select 2 more before the end of the year and install. But I hope we can our company keeps growing so that we can, instead of doing 4 a year, maybe we can get to 8 a year.
Yeah.
I know you guys will, because do you guys remember the last consortium we were all together when Phil told the story about them really starting to just give systems away, and
Yeah.
how their profitability just kept growing and doubling? And I really believe, I believe, and so I just think that the more you do, the more you'll get blessed from that.
Yeah.
So thank you for doing that. We try to do some of that too, but that what Phil said that day just stuck with me, and it's like, they're doing it up there too, and I thought that was really good.
Yeah. Well, it's still saying the more you give, the more you get back.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
very true. And so just a plug for this, it's called Anderson's Armed Forces Heroes. So
Yeah.
if anybody out in the, listening to this, our thousands of listeners, when this goes live later in the week,
Millions.
In the Charlotte area, if you have someone that that's deserving, you can go to their website anytime. There's a link on the homepage, but there is an Anderson's Armed Forces Heroes page, and there's a form there to nominate.
Yeah.
So,
That's
And
awesome.
I think we select again in October or the beginning of November is when we'll select and do the install in November.
yeah. So just anyone out there, if you know of someone, I'm sure everybody probably has someone they know that could.
Yeah.
But you can go anytime and do the nomination, and then again, like I said, it'll be in the fall. So.
That's very cool.
Yep.
Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I think we're doing a consortium in the fall, aren't we? Will,
I
did you
hope
guys
so.
say?
Yeah, well, we do this thing. People out there, we bring a bunch of people, all our non-competing, people from all around, even California, and get together. Some remotely, but we do it just to share ideas. It's all about it's you
Powerful.
guys meeting. We just kind of facilitate it, but it's always fun to get in the room and listen to everybody and share ideas and war stories and so on and so forth. So yes, it should be this fall. We used to try to do it biannually, spring, fall, but spring gets tough. I was just looking at our first 90-degree day, April 18th this year.
Yeah.
So a quick start to the year, then it slowed down. So yes, I'm not sure on it. Dave helps with a lot of that. So we got Caroline on board now, so I'm sure she'll be helping somewhere. But yeah, I'm sure we'll do it. I've got a busy fall, like I said, out of town a little bit, but I'm sure we'll do it. I always
Yeah,
look.
I believe we're hosting, so I'm pretty
Yeah,
excited.
you got bumped, so I guess you're still in the hosting.
Yeah, I'm still a hoop, so we're hoping to take everybody to a new training center so we can have some quiet time and just get together. So it's hopefully we can do that, but I can't wait to see you guys. It's always a great time to just sit around and talk and share war stories. I kind of I really like it. And the South African in me comes out and say we're doing this wrong. We're doing it during the day around in a business setting. You will get more out of it if you get a big fire pit and a couple of cold snacks and do it that way. I think you get much more out of the experience. Just saying, as a South African, I think it's much more.
I agree.
We could do that. If we get together, some of the hotels have little outdoor fire pits and stuff. Something like that would be fun.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of a business park. We can burn a couple of trees back behind our shop.
Yeah, whatever. But I think let's hit a couple more quick ones before we go. But we touched on it earlier, just kind of the climate of the customer right now and what you're seeing. So what are you've been hearing? We're hearing a lot of it's more repair versus replace this year. And I think I have this conversation almost daily with contractors about the price of what it costs to replace a system. And I think, like we were speaking earlier, JG, people were replacing or repairing things that 3 or 4 years ago they might have replaced, even last year.
Yeah.
So is that kind of what we're seeing? Is we're like, hey, yeah, I'll roll the dice and go ahead and replace this compressor on this 11-year-old unit, 10-year-old unit, versus a new system. Is that what we're seeing?
We are definitely seeing it move towards replace and even financing. I mean, repair.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
moving towards repair and even financing. Our financing is up. I feel like just you look at 2020 pre-COVID and where we were at pricing then to now, it's a big shock.
People don't prepare for it.
Yeah, they're not prepared, and I don't think truly people know the cost of
And another price increase just rolled out. ACHR News. I've seen two different. I'm on their email list. I subscribe to their publication about manufacturers all going up like 4 to 8% again. Yeah, effective like right now.
And eventually, I feel like they're gonna price themselves out of HVAC changeouts, and people are gonna be forced to repair.
It's already there.
It's
already here.
Yeah.
And I'm just, so I had a long conversation with a friend that's still a distributing the other day. And I said, we're here. We're at that point, now you have 2 class action lawsuits that's going on about this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're just at that point, and the manufacturer's going to have to figure this out. And I hope that they don't go re-engineer the same equipment in a worse quality way to cut the corners. Because I'm already starting to see that from some bigger brands that I can't name because we'll get sued. It's already happening, right?
Yeah.
So is this now opening the door for more of these Asian units to come over and be branded?
I showed you the picture when we were at the beach this year, and that's made in China, and it's that Medea / product that's Train's using, and a couple of them. And you think about a coastal unit. It's interesting. I had a conversation today with one of our coastal customers. We're going to see them next week, and they're saying like, we're not the least expensive in town, and other people are pricing systems. And I said, well, you're in a salt air climate, and it's not going to last. So what do you do?
Yeah.
No, I agree. And we have a mutual friend, Will James, and was talking to him. They sell a product. They don't have warranty issues out of those products.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that it's less expensive, but I know it's not what I'm paying for big box. And so, I'm thinking these big name manufacturers still, I think slightly in a little bit of an arrogant way, think they're not in trouble yet. We are seeing the pressure on the street every day. We're an expensive company, and I'm telling you, when people decide to pay $6,000 to put a coil in 12-hour unit, we're there.
We're there. I agree. I agree.
The consumers, again, we talk about the analogy of they look at HVAC like refrigerator, television. Here's my specs. I want this. And speaking of my freezer just made some ice balls. I hear it. But it's, you look at what you want and you go, all right, well, they start going down the line and, maybe I don't know this brand, but it's less expensive. And, I don't have another $4,000.
Yeah.
Or I don't want to invest another $4,000 into my
We've looked into a lower line that normally we would not have even considered this year.
I think, it's getting pushed into that, but I just don't know. I mean, I watch all kinds of stuff. I'm looking at different chat rooms and threads of stuff of what people are talking about, and in a lot of cases, they think they're getting price gouged and stuff, but they're not. It's just it's cost of doing business. You're running a business. You're paying technicians. They're highly trained. You're paying for work comp, insurance. You're paying to have the van, the tools, everything there. Well, hey, we had this discussion, and we want to do this with you guys too, looking at shooting some little videos talking about that. Well, hey, yes, this capacitor, JD and I talked about this. Yes, this capacitor costs $45. Why does it cost this to install it? Well, there's all these reasons.
Yeah.
Right.
I listened to a phone call. It was something the other day, and the homeowner bought the capacitor and replaced it, but then she called the company back. I don't even remember who it was, and said, well, now all the wires are burnt.
Yeah, those are the best calls. I mean, I hate to see that, but those are the best calls because it's kind of like,
Well,
This is
it's
what you're paying for. You're
it's
paying an
the
expert to do
world.
it.
Everybody, you Google, and look up on YouTube. It's like like playing guitar today. So much
Yeah.
easier than it was back in the '80s because there's a video on how to play everything today.
Masters in YouTube.
Well, here's the other issue, guys, and we touched on it in a previous podcast. Go to Lowe's, contactors, capacitors.
I know.
They're starting to look at fan motors. So it's like we're going to have to get super smart, and that's where Marty has the idea, like PMs. You need to get that customer loyal to you to make them understand you're not there to gouge them, you're there to help them. And Will, I saw on your sheet here you want to talk about the industry stigmas out there, and that's why I get so upset. Like, I follow several guys on TikTok and all over, and it's like, record month this, and I just know the sales philosophies that's being coached, right? Don't leave a call if you don't have $1,200 on the books, and all this other stuff. And it's like we're getting to a point where big box and big manufacturers are pushing us into a corner to say we need to get our customers loyal to us and understand our maintenance programs, and we have to be honest when we do the work. And it's cost money. It costs money to have trucks and insurance and workman's compensation and a building. And I agree with you. Well, I think we should make those videos.
Yeah. Well, I think we need to. It's like Marty would say, maintenance. You just got to build your loyal base and continue to communicate with them and build trust with them. Where they understand that, yes, I could go do this and be less expensive, but there's no guarantees on it, and I could create a worse problem with it. But it's just tough. It's frustrating.
It is.
When you guys got in this industry so many years ago, did you ever think that we would be the most expensive appliance in a house? Did it ever that it would be such a discrepancy? There was such a discrepancy between a stove and an AC unit, right? It's a huge discrepancy.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And I think it's happened mostly since COVID.
Yeah, it has. I mean,
it'll be interesting.
Be interesting, JG. You probably could do this. Pull a price sheet from 2019 and pull a price sheet from today and do some quick math.
I actually found, Will Merritt, in this drawer, and I didn't realize I still had it. I still have some of my customers' York price sheets, print out copies from like way back. So I'll go search a little bit and see if I can
find stuff in my office closet. I still have like manuals, tech, stuff. Controls, Resner, all kinds of stuff. And I threw a bunch of stuff the other day, and I was like, it's just up on this top shelf. I'm like, I got to get it now. But I could probably do the same.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember pricing out units. We were selling units. This was a while ago.
$6-7 grand.
Well, I was going to say 5,000, and it had a 10-year maintenance and a 10-year warranty built onto it too.
That's
right. The old average system was under $5 grand, because that's what the average American was liquid to. And their savings of 5,000, so a system would run 5,000. And then financing became a big part of our industry, because then you can finance and go, well, it's only another $50, $40 a month for a much more high efficiency, better comfort system, than a standard.
I can't find it out, but I remember looking at the sheet the other day. A 3-ton YHD outdoor unit was selling for $985. With an air handler was $285. It was about, with each was about $1,200 for to get a 3-ton heat pump that was 13 SEER at the time.
Yeah, it's 13. Yep.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Well, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer and just complain about stuff, but I think that this is an opportunity for us to get really creative and, figure out ways to beat Big Blue and Big Orange, and not just on the manufacturing side, but also on the home service side, like box store side, and just get creative, because I think it's all about redesigning your PM plans and make them worth something.
Yeah,
and then
I agree with you.
Get the buy-in. Marty will be so proud of me right now.
Yep.
So,
maintenance, Marty would say.
It's so funny talking to other contractors, though, that don't believe in maintenances.
Oh, yeah.
And they're out there, and I just don't know how they're still got their doors open.
There's just no way around it. It's you got to build your customer base to where, and then you stay in front of them, and so they come to you. I'm a very loyal person. That has started to dwindle in our society, unfortunately. And if you
Mhm.
don't continue to build, the trust with your customer and stay in front of them, they will go elsewhere. And especially, like I said, our industry of it, out of sight, out of mind. As long as it's working,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, I
they're not
agree.
thinking about it. So I got another one, and then we'll hit our last big question we always end with. But what would you tell them? What would a conversation be like with a young person? I know one in particular, like you guys got. He was waiting tables, and he's been with you guys for a couple of years now. What would you tell a young person? Because I keep my kind of finger on the pulse of that, of what's going on, like college versus not going to college, maybe trade school or going straight into the trades. What would you tell someone? I'm 18 years old. My grandson went off to college yesterday, so
Yeah.
Lauren just went to app yesterday, and so
Yeah.
I don't know if he has a real plan of what he wants to do, but both parents went to college. It was the same way with me. I
Yeah.
knew I was going to college. So what would you tell them? Hey, what about our industry?
I think there was a push for a long time of parents, you got to go to college, you got to go to college.
Be a doctor or a lawyer.
But the more and more that you get these trade classes into high school,
Yeah.
I feel that might, I'm not saying we've shifted and turned a corner, but I think it is kind of opening an eyes, but
Great
for,
introduction.
yeah, great introduction. But for a young kid, if I was to say something, if you're good with your hands, you don't have a direction, you just don't really know, try out a trade.
Yeah.
Try out a trade before you go spend big bucks and go to a university or even a trade school for that matter. Because I know most of us will train green people without any education about HVAC or plumbing or anything. So don't knock it out or don't cancel it out. I think there's great opportunity, and AI can't replace us. I just don't see a way that
Doesn't ever
AI
happen.
is going to be able to
No
replace
time
us.
soon.
I also think, to add on to that, it's very rewarding, and I'm not talking about just financially, but to not know this industry, come into this industry, learn it, and then to be able to fix your very first HVAC system, and you actually feel cool air blowing out of the vents, and now you got a happy homeowner.
You're a
You
hero.
feel accomplished. Yeah, you're a hero. You feel accomplished, and they're going to rant and rave about you, and that's a great feeling. And
I
that's
agree.
a great reward versus sitting behind a cubicle. Or I was in aviation, so I had my own workbench and I saw the same stuff every day doing the exact same thing. And granted, the pay was okay, but when I came over and started doing this was way better just because of the reward,
Right.
making people
Well, it's
happy.
not going anywhere. I mean, there's gonna,
Yeah.
It's
the
not
industry's,
going anywhere.
people are gonna need heating and cooling. It's funny. We've gotten in, and we did some social posts about that. Did you have air conditioning growing up? And we
No,
didn't.
no.
You
Yeah.
just remember, you slept under nothing or a sheet, and you had a fan in the window or something, and you
Yeah.
just.
And most people that had it didn't use it.
Yeah, my mom finally got a window unit. Her
Yeah.
dad,
Because
grandfather.
it was going to run out. It's
Well,
Yeah.
it was in her bedroom, and so we'd shut the doors, like funnel it towards where we watch TV at night, and three
Yeah.
channels we had, and
Yeah.
she wouldn't turn it on because it was too cold,
Yeah.
so we never ran it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think a
So,
lot of people do the same. Yeah.
yeah, so people. There's no way people would do without it now. They've just gotten so accustomed to it. It's
Yeah.
just a different world. So, well, JG,
Well,
you
it's
want
good for
to big
us.
question? Yeah, sure.
Sorry, Carrie, what were you saying?
That's good for us that people can't do without it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have one big question we ask everybody at the end of every podcast,
Yeah.
and that's, do you believe in Bigfoot?
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, he was at the
I'm
beginning of the show. He's salty, and he's over Will's shoulder. I mean,
Yep.
There's the evidence right there, right behind Will.
Yep, having a cocktail with him. So there is the festival. It's this fall. What's near Marion?
Oh
Yes.
my God. Are you
My
doing
friend,
it?
my friend went to it last year. He's kind of a Bigfoot nut, and he said it's kind of funny. That's like the whole everybody's into it and geeks
Yeah.
out on it. So we jokingly said we're going to go up there and podcast from
I
it.
think we should.
I think we should think about the people we could get on the show.
Just the live on the street action.
You should do that.
There you go.
I think it's a do. But I wore my, I have a beer can cold shirt on. It's like an old mechanic shirt, and it's got a big logo on the back. So I had wore it to work today. And we have two new call center people. And as I was walking out, she goes, "What is the shirt you're wearing?" I said, "Well, we have a podcast, and we're going to do it tonight, whatever." She goes, "So it's about beer?" And I said, "No." And I had to explain where the beer can cold comes from. And you guys know where it comes from, right?
Yeah.
So she pulls it up on YouTube, and all she sees is the Bigfoot stuff. She goes, "I don't understand." I go, "It's okay. It's an acquired taste."
Well, it's coming up, JG. It's Saturday, August 29th in Marion.
Oh, that's right around the corner.
It's just around the corner, so it's got the whole schedule. I just Googled Bigfoot Festival Marion 2026. It pops up, gives you the whole festival.
Okay, I'm going to apply for a whole pass for the weekend because Dom's not here this week, so that could be my weekend. I think drive up there and go have some fun.
Well, we'll see that. I have fantasy draft, I know, on Friday that night, but I could go up Saturday morning. So.
But just do a day trip up there.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, we don't need to be at night to see a lot of sketchy people. It's going to be great.
Please take videos. I want to see.
Oh, I think the GoPro will come out for that one.
Yeah, it's, I'm just looking at it right now. I had to talk to Steve and see how it really went. He went last year, him and his wife. She went with him. Because he really indulged him.
Yeah.
Yep, I think we're doing it. I think we're doing it. Well, guys, thank you so much for a wonderful podcast, and I thank you for getting us back and allowing us to dust off the cobwebs a little bit.
Yeah.
So we
Thank you
promise
guys
to
for
be
having
better.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
It's been busy. It's hard.
No, it is hard, and I hope you guys have just a tremendous August and close out the year the way you want to. I heard a South African singer say the other day, he said, "I hope it rains where your cattle walk, and I hope the grass grows tall where your sheep eat." So it doesn't translate so well into English, but that's kind of my hope for everybody is that, let's finish out this year strong and just navigate these headwinds. It should be good.
Yep. Same to you.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you, JG. Thanks,
All
Will.
right.
Yes,
Yeah.
thanks, guys, for being on. Awesome.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right, we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.
Y'all have a good one.
Bye.
Thanks.